2018. Thanks for joining me. It's really nice to be with you live. Now, from the 30th of August 2017 until the 14th of September, the Sun is in Virgo and it's at 8 degrees in your 11th house and it opposes Neptune in your 5th house. So the Sun is your identity, it's what you're striving towards, it's what gives you a sense of purpose and strength. And at 8 degrees, you really feel a strong sense of identity. The 11th house is really what your hopes and dreams are, how you socialize, how you expand and connect with the world, and what your circle is like. So you have a strong connection with the people around you. You're hearing a lot of stories from people, emotional stuff, emotional pain. At the same time, you've got Neptune, your planet of dreams and imagination, sitting in your 5th house of romance and relationships. So that's at 15 degrees, which is 6, which is a temporary opportunity, and Neptune is the manifestation planet. So you're sitting there, you're very emotionally attuned and you're helping other people, but meanwhile, you're actually able to manifest wonderful things in your relationship life. And at the same time, you've got Uranus, the planet of the miraculous and the unexpected, sitting at 2 degrees, 1 and 2 being a relationship, in your 7th house of relationships. So anything could happen here at the beginning of the month in terms of relationships. If you're single, then it's a really good time to meet someone new. And these 2 weeks, make sure you balance dating for yourself and meeting new people with counseling your friends and supporting other people. You know, you've got to look at how much energy you're giving and how much you're receiving, and you've got to find a balance there. If you want to find love and romance, or if you want to improve your existing relationship, you've really got a nice 2-week chunk here in September where you can do that very easily. All of September until the 1st of October, we've got Uranus and Taurus. That's in your 7th house. That squares Mars in Capricorn, which is in your 3rd. That's interesting. So on one level, you really want to speak your mind this month. You feel assertive. You feel like, I've got something to say and I'm going to say it. And that causes friction with relationships, because you have this notion that if you're in a relationship or you are going to be in a relationship, you have to behave a certain way. You have to speak a certain way. You have to express yourself a certain way. And you don't. So if you notice yourself around the beginning of the month, making yourself smaller and saying, okay, this amazing thing that I want to talk about, I'm going to make that smaller so my partner doesn't get upset, or I don't frighten off this person, or I don't want her to think of me like this and reveal. Like, for instance, if you're a World of Warcraft fan or something and you really want to shout it from the rooftops and you're afraid that they would dump you, they're going to find out sooner or later anyway, so you might as well be open. So don't be cagey at the beginning of September. Speak your truth. And if people don't like you, they don't like you. Never work at getting people to like you. It's a thankless, pointless task. People either like you or they do not. So 2nd of September, there's a really nice connection between Mars and the moon in Gemini in your 8th. So this is a great day for you to connect with businesses. So if you're someone who works online on YouTube or something and you're a big channel, then this is the day to work on brand deals and sponsorships and things like that. If you're a sports person or a celebrity as well, this is a good day to talk about sponsorship deals and kind of, to communicate business ideas. If you're a business person, if you've got your own business, it's great to enter talks with other companies and to enter into a kind of symbiotic relationship that's going to help both companies grow. Or if you're a sole trader connecting with another sole trader, it will really benefit you. On the 3rd, got a nice T-square that forms with the moon. It opposes the Sun and Neptune and finishes with the moon in Gemini at 15 degrees. So again, the conflict of should I listen to others and be passive, or should I realize my own hopes and dreams? Today, definitely the third, you need to communicate and you need to reach out and you need to work towards realizing your hopes and dreams, because there's a really good chance that you can make it happen. Even on the fourth, especially on the fourth, there's an amazing kite which this moon forms, and a kite is a talent that can take off. And it's your practical ability to communicate and to turn that into something tangible. So maybe you're a singer, maybe you're a writer, maybe you are an IT specialist and you've written a new program or a coding system. By publishing it today, by going into talks with companies and doing different companies and getting quotes, how much do you want to buy my IT software for? Or, who am I going to publish this album with? This is for a really successful Scorpio. So this is for Scorpio. You really have the potential to become very, very successful here. You've got to make sure that you let yourself dream big and that you realize that the sky's the limit and you can achieve, you can achieve anything you want. If other people have done it, so can you. The 4th of September. Now, on the 5th of September, we've got a grand trine in water that appears. So the moon is now in Cancer, it's moved on. It hits Jupiter in Scorpio in your first house. Remember, the lucky planet is in your sign of Scorpio until the end of this year. So you've got a couple of months left to really use the good luck of Scorpio. It connects also with Neptune in your 5th. So if you travel today, or if you change your location, you go somewhere new, you're going to bump into someone who seems remarkably like someone you've been trying to manifest, someone you may be interested in romantically. So this is a really good day to socialize and to connect with other people. On the 6th of September, Mercury, the communication planet, goes into Virgo. And Mercury rules Virgo, so it's very happy there. It's at 0 degrees in your 11th house, so it becomes crystal clear to you what your dreams are, and you are able to really think bigger now. So from the 6th of September onwards, really start to take note of the things that you want and keep it simple. Keep it to 1 or 2 things that you can actually see through and that you can actually do, and focus on those. And this is a month where you can realize your working life hopes and dreams and aspirations. On the 7th of September, we've got another grand trine. This one is in Earth and Fire. So by communicating with colleagues, with other people, you have the potential to take on more responsibility at work, and it's your expertise that have led you here. So the 7th of September is a great day to be called into the office by the boss and say, we've noticed your good work. We'd like to promote you. So Scorpio, if you are someone who works in a company, make sure you work hard up until the 7th of September because it won't go unnoticed. If you're self-employed, you really hit a milestone in your business, like you surpass a certain threshold that you haven't made before. And all of it rests on your ability to really communicate and put yourself out there and put yourself in the limelight this month. The more of you people can connect with and see, the more successful things are going to be for you. On the 8th of September, we have another grand trine. So it's just like talent, talent, talent. This is a kite as well, in a way. Yeah. So we've got a Scorpio kite now, so talent that takes off. So the practical things that you're able to do with Venus at 29 degrees in Libra, you have the ability to really create something beautiful that's going to entertain people or heal people. So if you are a musician or a therapist, a healer, an intuitive, a clairvoyant, a psychic healer, a pranic healer, anyone like that, an art therapist, a music therapist, this is the day where you should perform, and you should go on a job interview, or you should audition, or you should perform your craft in front of people, because they will see the benefit in what you're doing and they will support you. If you are supervised in your work and you have an annual review, me too, I'm glad I'm doing the individual signs as well. If you have a review and you can at any way schedule it, make it the 8th of September, you'll come out smelling like roses. On the 9th, that continues, so the 8th and 9th are really good for you in terms of work and fulfilling your hopes and dreams when it comes to work. However, also on the 9th of... God, this pillow is irritating me so much. Come on. Just be... Yes. Thank you. Good. Okay, so the new moon, I'll make separate videos on the new moon and the full moon. But the new moon is when the moon and the sun sit together and the moon recharges itself. So it pulls in this information. It pulls in this energy. It happens to be information because it's Virgo. So it pulls loads and loads of Virgo energy into your 11th. And it means that you can suss things out. So you have these dreams for the future, but you know which way is the most practical. So instead of listening to your feelings and letting your feelings guide you, as you usually would, you look at the facts and you become very surprisingly figure-oriented and rational and paper-pushery, and you don't mind it, and you have the presence of mind to go with it. And this is the best day for you to really work at signing contracts, putting things into a practical, tangible format, again, to interview, to show people what it is you can do and impress them with your skills live. 10th of September, very similar energy. On the 11th of September, though, things change because Mars moves out of Capricorn and it moves into Aquarius in your 4th house. So Mars at 0 degrees in Aquarius really indicates that you want to do something for the people you love, for your family, for the ones you care about. So there's a decision now whether you should devote yourself to others again, or whether you should follow your dream and pursue the things that you're doing. They're not mutually exclusive. You can do both. So this isn't something to worry about or to get a headache about. On the 12th of September, there's a really strong opposition between the moon and Venus and Uranus. So on this day, there's something very, very unusual that happens because you meet someone who you feel totally comfortable and at ease with as soon as you meet. So this is someone who you may have met in a past life, or someone who's meant to come into your life as a teacher, or as someone who is going to reveal certain emotional truths about you. So again, this signals the beginning of a relationship. The 13th of September, it has even more of that because the sun is in Virgo at 20 degrees, 1 and 2 being relationships. And Venus and the moon sit together now. Now, the moon is your soul. It's like the mother. It's like the nurture planet. And Venus is the planet of love and beauty. So when those two get together, they create a lot of positive energy. Love is coming. And it's all in your 1st house. So the 13th is like Valentine's Day. Love is on the way for you, baby. So is 14th of September. Neptune is still in your 5th, so manifest the man of your dreams, tall, dark, and handsome, and beyond my wildest dreams. I've switched to Scorpio now. I'm going to be a Scorpio this month. So really, you have, as the only trap you can fall into is, it's not going to work anyway, because in the past my relationships didn't work out, so I'm not going to try, and I'm just going to focus on becoming a star. That's the only trap you can fall into. If you're like, okay, I'm willing to do this again, just because I've had 3 bad relationships doesn't mean the 4th is going to be bad. I'm going to try again. I'm going to listen to my feelings, and I'm going to go for it. So you're going into this with your eyes wide open, your experience behind you, and it's a great time for you to date. So the first 2 weeks of the month here, but especially these days, the 12th, 13th, 14th, that's the time for love, Okay, the moon goes into Sagittarius on the 15th and in your second house. So the focus shifts now and you start to think about, what does my financial future look like? So the 15th, 16th, and 17th will give you insights into new ways of making money, especially if it involves the internet or if it involves some sort of global company or global service or investment. That is something that you'll be exposed to. So either you get a mailing about it, or you respond to an advertisement or something like that, or someone comes to your house and pitches you something. I think by the time the 18th of September comes around, I think you'll get involved in some sort of business investment scheme. And that's a really good idea because it will provide you with an extra bit of security. So if anyone approaches you from the 15th and 18th of September with an idea for business and an investment opportunity, go for it. It's very, very, very likely for it to be successful and for it to work. So that's awesome. On the 19th, we've got the need for change. You will want to change something. Either you recognize a faulty belief that you have believed for way too long, or you'll want to change the way you work, and something is going on, maybe within deals you're making or something like that, but you have a desire to work freely and to maintain some of your, yeah, like, like if you're in a film, for instance, sometimes they can demand your likeness and they own your likeness forever. So be careful with things like that. If you're signing contracts, that you retain a certain amount of control over your product. It's really specific. This is for like the Scorpios who are working on something creative, who are doing healing work, or who are doing nurturing work, like restaurants, or if you're working with the occult, or you're a psychic, or you're a detective, or anyone who has to do with healing and surgery and psychic healing, pranic healing, Reiki, all of that. You guys are affected the most by this. On the 20th, okay, so there's a grand cross in the chart and it's been in place from the 8th of September and it lasts until the 22nd. It really becomes relevant on the 18th and you start to feel it on the 20th in your case, and it reaches its zenith, its peak on the 22nd, and then it disappears. So it's a grand cross, it's 4 squares that creates a big red square, and it combines your North Node in Leo, your Venus in Scorpio, Mars in Aquarius, and Uranus in Taurus. So on any given day, you will want to experience sensuality and passion and love. You'll also want applause and recognition for all the fabulous things that you've done, whether you've done anything or not. You'll also want to love intensely and deeply, and you'll want to create something that really captures your emotions. Plus, you will want to help your family and be of service to them. It's a bit much to do in one day, okay? So that's why I said earlier, take things one step at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself in September because you're going to really be energized and look forward to the future. I can certainly tell you that. But don't bite off more than you can chew and paralyze yourself because you've loaded so much onto your plate. Lots of nice mixed metaphors in there for you. Okay. Now, Mercury moves into Libra on the 22nd, and that goes into your 12th house of spirituality and spiritual strength. So you will find it much easier to have a spiritual connection now, and that takes some of the burden off. You'll start to feel, especially if you have a relationship with a higher power, you can hand over some of the stuff that's been bothering you. On the 23rd, we have a T-square, Saturn, Chiron, and the Sun also now in Libra. Happy birthday, Libras. The Sun is in your 12th house as well. So you get an amazing idea how to take your power back in one of these three aspects of your life. You take your power back in your work, or in your health, or your daily routine. You decide to take your power back and say, I'm going to change this. I'm going to make this different. So another important day, really great. The 24th, we've got strong oppositions between your 12th house and your 5th house and 6th house. So an ongoing desire to change your work, health, or daily routine, plus a sense of freedom when it comes to love and relationships. So that, reading between the lines, sounds to me like this is a day where you really enjoy being intimate with someone. So I think earlier in the month you will have met someone. And for the single Scorpios, this is fab. It's a great month for love. It really is. On the 25th of September, we've got the full moon in Aries. That happens in your 6th house of work, daily routine, and health. So this showers you with Aries energy. Aries is about how do I independently make changes in my life and heal myself. So I think you'll focus on the healing side of things, and you'll look at the mind-body connection. And because you feel so spiritually connected, you'll ask questions like, why do I have this issue in my body, and what spiritual reason could be there? Hand that over to the universe, work with the universal doctor, and see what messages you get if you do have chronic pain issues or inflammation or any health issue at all. The 25th is a wonderful day to take your power back on that and to ask the universe, what can I do to heal this? And sometimes the universe is really direct. It'll say St. John's word. That's in my experience. Sometimes I just get very clear, direct messages. Even before sometimes I've asked the question, it'll just pop into my head or it's an image. Now the 26th calms down massively. It's a day to communicate, to work, to connect with spirits, and to relax. The 27th is love day again. You feel really, really connected to another person. Sensuality, sexuality, and a connection with a higher power. So this is a wonderful time where you feel cozy and loved and appreciated. On the 28th, you feel that even more because the moon, the thing that makes you feel most at ease, is now in the 7th in Taurus. It stays in Taurus on the 29th. The moon in Taurus is very sensual. So at the end of the month here, make sure you've got someone to kiss, because you will want to be kissing someone's lips and you'll want to be enjoying all of those wonderful things. And also, if you're not interested in relationships at all, what I'm saying is that there's lots of love floating around in the universe and in your chart particularly, Scorpio. So use that and you can really fall in love with your higher power. I try and do that. I mean, I have a great relationship with my higher power. I don't know what I don't have a name for it. I don't call it anything. For me, it's a stream of consciousness. It's the ever changing flow of life. That's my higher power. That's what I call it. Doesn't really roll off the tongue, does it? But I'm in love with that power. When I meditate and I get to it, I'm in love with it because it loves me unconditionally. And it brings out my unconditional love so that I can love in the real world more easily. So if I see a cute dog in the street, I'm like, oh my God, he's so cute. And then I go stroke the dog, and that's me just expressing my love for things. A dog in this case. On the final day of the month, you go out with a bang. And I mean it like that. You finish the month on a high note. The moon is in Gemini. The Sun and Mercury are in Libra, and Mars is in Aquarius, and they form a grand trine. And that's an area of talent. And at the end of the month, any institutions, any people that require you to say a few words. So if you have to go to a funeral, or if you have to represent your company, or you have to do a sales pitch, or you have to be in the spotlight, you come across as very well, as very good, as articulate, as intelligent, not arrogant, humble, spiritual, elegant, and people like to listen to you. As a Scorpio, you're diplomatic and tactful anyway. That is heightened on the 30th. So that's what I get for you in September, Scorpio. If you'd like a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the Readings tab to audio reading. Once you've ordered your reading, I draw up your birth chart by using your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. This horoscope is for all of Scorpio. So you'll see that Scorpio is on the rising, and that's 30 days. So if you have your own chart done, that's much more specific, and I can see what your life purpose is, why you've come back and where you've been in past lifetimes, what your vocational aptitudes are, what's destined for you, because some things you don't really have a choice over when it comes to love and health and money. Well, not money. And we can also look at what's coming up for you over the next couple of months and years. So if you're interested in having a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the Readings tab to order your reading. Hit the subscribe button on this channel, please, and also make sure the bell is on, because I am now doing my live tarot readings. What I do is I do free readings for people who can't afford actual readings. So I just do little kind of quick readings, and I do them live on YouTube, and I come on, and if you have a question, I just pull a card and I can give you kind of a quick answer. I do them on Facebook and Twitter as well. So if you have the bell on, then when I come on live, you'll be notified. So please do subscribe. Have a wonderful month, and I'll speak to you in October.